For the next 2 or 3 years, we are looking at a super team, a potential dynasty on the West Coast with the Golden State Warriors. So if you're like me, you're probably wondering how many championships exactly can this team get if all 4 players, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant, stay together for the next 3 years. And I'm here to answer that question, or better yet, 2K Simulator is here to answer that question. Going through this list, Andre Iguodala, Pachulia, JaVale McGee, David West, Ian Clark, Sean Livingston, Matt Barnes, Looney, McAdoo. There's a number of free agents that have to be re-signed by this team, but the top priority of course is KD and Steph Curry. The Warriors re-signed Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, and they made the choice to go with Andre Iguodala instead of Sean Livingston to make sure they were able to keep their depth lineup intact at least for the next 2 seasons, and the remaining of the roster was filled out with veterans ring chasing such as Rajon Rondo, David West came back, Pachulia, and JaVale McGee, who had a tremendous postseason for the Warriors in 2016 and 2017. Let's operate under the hypothetical that injuries will not occur for this team, and let's see how they do when injuries don't affect KD's legs or Steph Curry's ankles. We just went on a complete tear in the month of January, only losing 1 game the entire month, standing at a record of 33-12, 34-12. It looks like this team is going to have a tough time being beaten in the finals if they can make it all the way through. The 2017-2018 season, we finished with a record of 60-22. LBJ the King won his 5th MVP. Markelle Fultz is the Rookie of the Year. James Johnson, 6th Man of the Year. Andre Drummond. Draymond Green won Most Improved Player, which is hard to believe in itself. Did we not have any All-NBA players? LeBron got it. And we had only All-NBA 3rd team selections with Kevin Durant and Draymond Green. Steph Curry didn't make an appearance. That's some shade, some salt. Some salty waffles. Let's look at these stats. Draymond Green almost had a triple-double average for the season, even though he only had 11 points. Rebounds per game is almost 9, 6 assists. Klay Thompson was our leader in scoring, closely followed behind by Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. Are we going to be defeated? The Cavs were knocked out by the Greek freaking Milwaukee. We're making it to the Western Conference Finals for the 4th year in a row. And now here we go, a chance to repeat back-to-back championships. I don't think the Wizards have enough in them to even compete with us. And we don't win the 2017 championship. The Warriors cannot repeat, but there's still 2 more years, potentially, of this super team being together. David West is going to retire. Udonis Haslem is gone. Zach Randolph, Zebo, and Tony Parker are retiring. That kind of limits our options and who we're going to sign on those veteran minimum contracts. The struggle in the second offseason is finding players that will take the minimum, as we are going to be well over the salary cap if we sign anyone else to more, which is going to be the problem with keeping this team together. So we're still looking for veterans that could potentially help us out. And Bahamute, that's probably going to be the best option as a backup power forward, and I imagine he will be willing to take the minimum. Somehow, someway, Kevin Durant, in the middle of his prime, is getting worse. He went from an A to an A-. His playmaking ability is going down. Draymond Green, at 28 years old, his three-point ability and his playmaking is going down. The only one with improvement is Steph Curry, the older statesman of the group. His mid-range game is increasing, and somehow, someway, Klay Thompson, his inside defense is regurgitating as well, like a newborn baby bird. Regurgitating. We have Jamal Crawford. Rajon Rondo's back for another season, bringing in some decent, stellar perimeter defense and some playmaking ability. Nene, Brandon Best, and Bahamute. The Warriors digressed last season, going to a record of 60-22. But the start of the season with our chemistry, we could be breaking and setting records. We're getting worse. Even though we made a lot of veteran talent and add a lot of veteran talent to our bench, we're going to finish with a record of 55-27. I just don't see that happening for this Warriors team. There we go, getting some respect this time around. KD is on the All-NBA first team, and it looks like, yep, he's the only one that made an All-NBA team. This go around had KD leading the Warriors with 23 points per game, Steph Curry with 21.6, a marketed improvement over last year's 21 points per game, and Klay Thompson saw a little bit of digression, going from 23 points per game to 17.9 points per game in his third season with this lineup. But all that matters is playoffs! Are we gonna get bounced in the first round? Yes, we are. We were swept by the Portland Trail Blazers. Who's going to end up winning this championship then? Philly. Philly won the championship. Joel Embiid led them to their first championship and their first finals appearance since the Lakers versus Allen Iverson era in the early 2000s. Somehow, someway, the Warriors got swept in the first round by the Portland Trail Blazers. That's 0 championships for KD since he won it this year. Crazy. The summer of 2018 heading into the 2018-2019 season is going to be a great one potentially for the NBA with Kawhi Leonard, Cat, Jimmy Butler, Kyrie Irving, Joel Embiid, Marc Gasol, and Klay Thompson, and Kevin Love all hitting the free agency market. Our only goal is to try to get Klay Thompson to re-sign with the Golden State Warriors. This dynasty all hinges on if he'll come back. And he will. The sharpshooter Klay Thompson decided that 2 championships would not be enough, and he has to come back and redeem himself after that first round elimination. Will the real life Klay Thompson do this if they win the championship the next 2 years? Maybe he goes his own way at the age of 29 and leads a team on his own. The final season of this simulation. Let's see if they can finally pull a championship out. They have a 96 chemistry, as this would be their 4th season together. We have progressively got worse and worse as the years have gone by. This time we're gonna have, it looks like, the 2nd seed in the playoffs, finishing with a 54-28 record. Once again, Russell Westbrook is going to be the MVP of the league. LeBron James gets another All-NBA appearance at the age of 35, sticking with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kevin Durant still there, and it looks like that's our only All-NBA player. The Spurs and the Warriors are in the Western Conference Finals. What surprises me though is the Cavaliers didn't even make the playoffs, which to me suggests that Kyrie Irving left the Cavaliers on his next available free agency. But all that matters is that we make the finals. So let's simulate this current round, and we're facing Philly, going for their back-to-back championship. We lost in 6. Philly is going to be the back-to-back champions. That tanking strategy they've had for like the last 10 years is going to pay off according to NBA 2K, and they could be dethroning the Golden State Warriors in the future. Now realistically, I'm thinking that the Warriors, barring the Cavaliers making tremendous moves in this offseason, barring injuries or anything like that, will probably be in the finals for the next 2 or 3 seasons. So anyways, that's my thoughts. Leave your comments down below how many championships you think the Warriors are going to win, and 3 years from now I'm going to look back and maybe laugh at you or celebrate with you. Anyways, stay frosty, remember I love you, and I'll catch you next time.